Hi and welcome to the next in the series of my short videos about how to get your products online and creating an income for you. So today we're going to do something really important, which is about getting payments, because if you can't get people to buy the stuff and can't get them to somehow get their money to you, then it's a waste of time. So what we're going to do is look at PayPal and getting a PayPal button onto your site. Now the reason I'm doing it this way is because there are all sorts of fancy shopping carts that you could install on your site, but you don't generally need them, and you certainly don't need them to get started. And when you're just starting out with products, really the easiest, quickest and cheapest way is to do it through PayPal. So as you can see, I've logged into my PayPal account. There are a couple of ways to access buttons. Usually you've got this box underneath your balance and everything which says tools, and you've got my saved buttons. Alternatively, it's even if it's not there, and sometimes PayPal moves things around, I've noticed, it's always under profile and my saved buttons. Now you might think to yourself, but I haven't got any saved buttons because I haven't saved any buttons. But for some reason PayPal calls it that, even if you haven't. So I'm going to go to my saved buttons, and I've got lots and lots of buttons that I've already saved. But what we're going to do is create a new button. So click on the link over there on the right hand side. Now, PayPal will walk you through the process, but I'm just going to point out a few things to get it so you can get it right first time. The first thing is you need to choose a button type, and PayPal will default to a shopping cart type button. We're not going to use that today. We're going to use the Buy Now button. You can see the preview down here has changed to Buy Now. There are other buttons you could use. There are gift vouchers. You could maybe have a donation on your site. Subscriptions, automatic billing and installment plans. But for now we're going to keep it nice and simple, because once you understand the principles of this, it's really easy to do the other ones. So let's start with the easiest, which is Buy Now. I'm going to give it a title, Great Product 1, and I'm going to give it a price. Oh, what should we say? Your favourite, 97. I'm going to keep it in pounds here, but I could, if I wanted to, create it in dollars. Now, underneath here, customize the button. We're going to leave all these unticked because we don't need a drop-down menu with prices and options. We don't need a drop-down menu without prices or a text field. We don't need to worry about any of that. We could customize the text if you wanted to. We could have Buy Now or Pay Now on the standard ones. You could even use your own button image, but for now we're just going to keep it really nice and simple and have PayPal's button. Now most of the things we're talking about in our products are digital, so they're delivered digitally, and therefore we don't need to put any postage in, so I'm going to leave that blank. I'm going to leave merchant account ID as this one ticked. Use my secure merchant account ID. Again, that's by default, so we can just leave it. And that just means that the buyer doesn't see your email account. And step 2, for our purposes, again, we're just going to leave everything as it is, because we want PayPal to save the button for us, because if that's the case, it's better for people can't change it fraudulently, basically. You can add buttons to the save, it automatically adds them to the save buttons you saw earlier on. So that means what you can do is, if you create one product and you've set it all up, you can just duplicate, you can create a similar one and just change the price, for example, or the description. So you can edit the buttons with PayPal's tools. We don't need to track inventory or track profit and losses, because again, we're talking about digital products. There's no inventory. They're not going to go out of stock. Now you could just click on create button there and that would be fine, but just if we look at the third step 3 here, we don't want to let customers change order quantities. and that's again normally set at no, so that's fine. This one, can your customer add special instructions in a message to you? Now, I normally have that as no, because again with digital products, why would you? If you're selling something like a coaching practice, a coaching session, you might want to put in, please tell me the best number to contact you on, or something like that. But generally I say that's no. We don't really need customers' postal address, although you may want to. We can take customers to a URL when they cancel their checkout. So, oh, I see that you cancelled it. Is there something I can help you with? But I'm going to leave that as blank again. Really, really keeping this as simple as possible. We could take them to a special thank you page. Thank you for purchasing. Again, I'm not going to in this case. And there's nothing else there that we need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and click Create button. And what this does then is give you the code. And it gives you the instructions here if you forget what I'm saying in this video. But it does give you the instructions. What you've got there are two lots of code. You've got for your website, which we're going to use in a minute. But sometimes you might want to send out a link via email. And that's much simpler. So all you would do then is copy that link, copy it, and then you can paste that into an email. But we're going to do that with the website information, because we want a page on our site where people can buy this wonderful product. So I'm going to click Select Code, and then I'm going to right click and copy. So once I've got that, I'm going to hop over to my website, and as you can see, all I've done here is create a new page, and I call it Test PayPal button. So you can put anything on this page that you would normally put on. So this is your sales page, if you like. So you can put all your images and text and things like that in the visual editor, which is where we are at the moment. So if you're not aware, there are two editors. There's a visual editor that most people work in. But what we need for this is we need to put something in the text editor. So you can see the stuff that we had before looks a bit different now. That's nicely formatted. If I go to text, it looks a bit weird. That's because it's just how the HTML code looks. So what I'm going to do to make it easier to see is go onto a new line, and then I'm going to paste, Control and V, that code. We don't need to worry about what that says at all. We're just literally pasting it into there. Let's go back into the Visual tab, and now you've got your Buy Now button. So I'm going to update that page. Okay, and then I'm going to review the page, just opening it in a new tab to make it easier to see. And you can see, there we go. And now if I click on the Buy Now, this is the test, this is to see whether we've set it up properly. It goes off to PayPal, fills in the information. You see I've got my company name up there. Got Great Product 1, that was the description we put in, the title of the product. Item price £97. So then somebody could log in and pay for it, or they can pay with a debit or credit card. So hopefully you can see how easy it is to add payment onto your site now. You don't need anything complicated like a shopping cart or any merchant accounts. Really and truly, although some people complain about PayPal for various reasons, I've always found it the easiest and simplest way to take payments. So as usual, if you've got any questions or queries, just pop them in the box below, and I'd love to hear your products. I'd love to hear about your products and see you putting this into action.